Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Vermont. Today, the Brewster Ridge course sets the stage for our last group play before the Match Play Championship. Who will advance to the finals in November? Find out live on the Disc Golf Network. Silva Saarinen on the tee of one. And immediately applying pressure to her competitor, Kona Montgomery. Welcome in, everyone. Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, joined alongside four-time world champion Hall of Famer Valerie Jenkins. Val, we're here at the Match Play Championship. Some exciting things going on. It's been so, well, we've been building up to it all year long, but we've also had some pretty crazy news, I'll say, and some quite shocking news with Kristen Lätt just in the last few days.
Yeah, it was crazy to wake up on Monday morning and Instagram was going crazy. I was getting texts from friends, and then all day long, people wanting to know what my response was, because this is a really big deal that Kristen has decided to not play the rest of the season and not go on tour next year as well. She said she didn't make any decisions after that, but that's a huge thing for one of the best players that we've ever seen in the sport to decide for themselves to step away from the sport. I mean, she has everything that any professional disc golfer could dream of, and she's choosing herself first. So I think that's a really bold and brave thing that Kristen's doing, and she's noting a lot of focus on family. So we can only wish Kristen the best.
Of course, and you see a few of the lines that stick out there, talking about what she wants to do in terms of still being involved and active in the disc golf community. And she suffered some injuries and recently, talked about some anxieties when she's been out there playing, but says she still wants to be very involved along with Silver. We know that even before she was on the world stage as one of the best players on the planet, she was doing some lessons. She was working with her husband in Silver and doing the Disc Golf Academy. So that's something very involved over in Estonia. I think we're going to see more of that. But like you said, the focus is on herself, her family, and everything she needs to do to find that inner peace with herself. She's always reflected and then shared with us so much about what's going on with her. So the entire disc golf community, as much as we're going to miss seeing her as a competitor, we want to see her grow and thrive as a human.
Right.
And, of course, that's going to have implications as to what we're seeing for how the matches will play out. And we're going to take a look at a few of those scenarios. Kristen will not be playing, of course, then in the Match Play Championship. Jessica has been eliminated. And what we're seeing is that Silva Saarinen right now is looking to advance to the championship along with Kona Montgomery. And it's now there's going to be so much conversation about the seeding. Where will they finish, and then who's going to have that top seed? That's kind of what we're going to see play out here today in that case. That is our Group D, and then we're going to move over to Group C and take a look at what's going on there. Missy Gannon is for sure advancing. Madison Walker has been eliminated. And now we look at this exciting matchup between Rebecca and Paige. Basically, whoever wins will move on. And you're seeing that we're going to have a great time watching how all of that unfolds between Rebecca and Paige. We're going to move on to the Group B scenarios. These have been building throughout the entire year to bring us into this event in Jeffersonville this weekend. Owen Scoggins will be moving on regardless. Ellie has been eliminated, and she will not be moving on, but we're still going to see the battle between the two of them. Again, it's all about the seeding. And then we look at a battle of the cats, the cat fight, as we obviously would have to call it if we're going to lean into our puns. We're going to see Katrina Allen and Kat Murch. Whoever wins will move forward. It was great watching them have a conversation at the press conference yesterday. They're both going to take it serious, but you can tell there's a lot of love and respect for one another between those two. And then our Group A scenarios. This one gets a little bit more detailed in that Holland Hanley advances to the championship with a win or tie or an Allie Smith loss. So it's really going to come down to Holland and Allie, and then you look a little further down and Allie advances to the match play with a win or tie, plus a Holland Hanley loss. So there's the point differential is going to come into play. Everything we've been kind of looking at all year long is going to come into play today in terms of who advances. That's the most complicated group. Allie Smith getting into position. She's looking for a win today. She needs some help as she takes to the Brewster Ridge.
This bag
is lighter.
very sturdy, comfortable.
It's beautiful. I'm in love with it.
I feel like I'm just gonna have this bag forever and it's never gonna fail me.
This is the Octothorpe reimagined.
This season, Team Discraft is making a statement, and the message is loud and clear. Discraft, built for flight.
This bag
is lighter.
very sturdy, comfortable.
It's beautiful. I'm in love with it.
I feel like I'm just gonna have this bag forever and it's never gonna fail me.
This is the Octothorpe reimagined.
Hello, we're Kenna. We're a Dutch growing company. We love plants and we want to tell you some cool things about them. Just like humans, plants can communicate. They can sense when another plant is close. Plants look out for each other too. They warn neighbors about nearby threats by secreting substances. And studies have shown that plants love a good tune. We love and understand plants. Let our passion excite you too.
This isn't just a bag, it's the MBPX1. I designed it with Discraft and Grippy Q to be the most advanced disc golf backpack ever made. It's packed with the features I need and built to perform at the highest level. And now it's here in a bold new purple colorway. The MBPX1, the future of disc golf on your back.
You can watch more live disc golf by locking in your yearly Disc Golf Network subscription now at the lowest price of the year. Just scan the QR code and start that yearly subscription to catch the rest of the season's action and most of next season. So go out there, get it now. Val, it's like Christmas early here, offering up these crazy discounts.
I love it.
It's not Black Friday. I don't know what's going on, but
Terry, I already have done some Christmas shopping. That's how crazy I am. But this is a great deal, and these are some of the most fun events to watch. I think the entire tour is excited that the season's closing, but more excited to be in the Northeast and New England. It's just a beautiful time of year to be in this part of the country.
For one. Oh, you're gonna ask.
It's like part of the whole spiel.
Okay, I did.
Big Money Missy is going to put on a caddy bib, and she's out caddying for good friend Paige Pierce today.
You just took it to the next level.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I still
That should add an extra layer of fun out there today.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2025 Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Competition, sponsored by Pound Disc Golf Bags. This is the GMC Group Play, the last round of the match play, and will determine who moves on to the finals in Charlotte in November. This is our 9-10 card. Joining us first on the tee from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Give a warm welcome to Katrina Allen. Kat's opponent in this match, joining us from Rosebud, Arkansas, it's Kat Murch. And in the next match, stepping into the box from Cincinnati, Ohio, let's welcome Rebecca Cox. Rebecca's opponent in this match from Pensacola, Florida. Let's give it up for Paige Pierce. Okay.
And our group is off. Rebecca going out of bounds, but we're blessed to have Brian Earhart out on the ground. We're seeing some of the current conditions, but I'd rather hear it from Brian. What do you got for us today, Brian?
Well, I appreciate that blessing, Terry. Well, it's a beautiful day. It's perfect disc golf weather. Low wind. It's about low 60s right now. Should get up to about low 70s throughout the day. It's finally starting to feel a little chilly in the mornings. I have a feeling we're going to get some frost later in the week. I think it's a welcome change from this Midwestern stretch the players just came from.
Appreciate it, Brian, as we'll be checking in with him throughout our day.
The leaves are starting to fall already, but it is, I think it's still at least a month before Vermont really lights up with the fall foliage, and see a lot of green. And you can tell this course would change a lot. This course is very wooded, very tight and technical. You open up those branches, you can find a few more windows out here.
Paige just barely staying in bounds with her drive.
And that drive that Paige threw, it just went directly straight. And I think that's a good decision. She's still within putting distance. A lot of players try and crank it over too far, and then you risk not even going halfway down the fairway on this hole. Just 320 feet.
So with the missed birdie attempt by Pierce, Cox has a chance here to still save the par, possibly remain all square. And she cans it. Rebecca from shallow circle 2, off to a great start.
That was a putt with authority, especially the first putt of the day to save yourself after going OB. That was so solid.
Cat, the chance to win the hole. This is for birdie. And Allen strikes first.
My brain is so wired for that traditional Katrina Allen putt that we saw for over a decade. And so this new putting style is throwing me for a loop. You can see her stance is much shallower. She really used to extend her legs and dip down a lot more. But the arm swing is a little bit of the same, a little bit of that routine.
This now puts a little pressure back on Paige for the comebacker. And just barely enough to get it over the rim. You see almost even a light sigh of relief there. Big putt by Rebecca Cox to get started.
You play disc golf long enough, you can relate to this experience. You adjust your stance, you change your putter, you make all these little tweaks to improve your form. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to go back to fundamentals. That's exactly what we did with the Octothorpe. More stable, more refined, more features for the modern disc golfer. This is the Octothorpe reimagined.
Almost. Kinda getting better. You'll get it. You'll get it.
Dang, she over par. Why does he get the special spot?
Because. Easy, bazooka.
What is the simplest way to improve your disc golf game? The answer, learn from the very best. Paul Ulibarri, Simon Lizotte, Ezra Aderhold, and Holland Hanley. They're not just players, they are your elite coaches guiding you every step of the way. The Power Disc Golf Academy is the premier online disc golf academy with over 150 on-demand lessons that are specifically designed to improve your skills right now. So what are you waiting for? Join today at powerdga.com.
Tomorrow, catch live round 1 DGN coverage of Discraft's Green Mountain Championship on Jomez Pro. Of course, they'll still be releasing the post-production coverage per the regular schedule on the YouTube channel, but you can take it in live on the Jomez Pro channel tomorrow. I know where I'm headed. Wait,
If I look over and you're tuning in, Terry, you're going to get a firm elbow to the side. Now when we get into the thick of it, Rebecca's heading over to the left side. That is not ideal over there. Yes, she is safe.
Tree free for Pierce.
It'll be in that same realm, but she's on the inside of the tree, closer to the fairway. This hole starts to bend off to the right, just past where their discs have landed.
Clean shot coming from Allen. And what a drive. Val, what are they trying to do here on hole 2?
That was a huge shot from Kat Murch. Oh my goodness. And not a shot that I ever dreamed up when I played this hole. My goal was always to throw something slow flying, something maybe understable. I would do a little flip up, but I'm aiming for those roots right there. That gets you in the best position. If you go a little bit too far, like we saw from Katrina, she's stuck in these trees that we're passing here on that left side. Rebecca and Paige are short over to the left. This is the second part of the hole that everyone has to face. It really narrows up here, the trees, bringing it a little closer, so you have to be very accurate. So you want to make sure you have that clean line to get yourself a putt at this basket. OB line runs along the entire right-hand side over the rock wall. And it's easy to get the tree kicks when you're throwing the disc up high, trying to hit the second part of this fairway.
Big thanks to our friends over at Zenni Eyewear for everyone. And this gives us all the answer we need about if Paige was in a good position or not. Rarely do you see Paige Pierce simply pitch back out into a fairway.
You can barely see the red of the basket through these trees. Oh, wow. What a line from Rebecca. That was incredible.
And that will essentially force Paige to get really aggressive and try and throw it in for her third, as Rebecca is just shy of the basket looking for an easy birdie. Well, easy now that she's navigated through all these trees.
There was never a doubt. Wow. Well done.
Oh, shoot. Don't kick Obi. Oh, wow.
Kat didn't love it, but it still works out for her. And she's inside the circle looking for birdie.
That was so extremely risky with how high Katrina was throwing that up in the air.
Deanne Carey is not going to be advancing to the finals, but today she can play a villain or some form of spoiler, depending on how the seeds all work out and what we'll see. So Deanne Carey taking it to it today. She didn't pick up any wins in our previous matches.
High enough.
And with Paige looking at a par at best, going to be in favor there of Rebecca.
That'll do. That'll do.
No, say for Kat there. You know, a lot of these shots you're aiming toward a tree farther down the fairway or toward the basket, but you just hope you don't hit it. And she was pretty close to hitting the one she aimed for.
Pierce just to keep a little pressure on Rebecca to make hers, but now Rebecca can essentially pitch underneath the basket just to guarantee herself the par and the point.
Morning.
See our next group getting into position. Allen looking for birdie, and she secures it. So even with the perfect drive by Kat Murch, it's not going to net her the point against Allen. Kat will remain one up.
Good hole. Oh, yeah.
We'll both be looking to repeat
Well,
that when they play this weekend. Ella Hansen in the next group tees off when we come back.
I'm so bad about asking.
I thought I'd put it on my arm, or the hat needs an upgrade. Honestly,
Good job.
I've been feeling like. Is it lined up?
Oh, yeah, out there, buddy.
Is it lined up good?
Yeah, right there, right there.
I don't know.
This season, Team Discraft is making a statement, and the message is loud and clear. Discraft, built for flight.
This bag
This bag is lighter.
very sturdy, comfortable.
It's beautiful. I'm in love with it.
I feel like I'm just gonna have this bag forever, and it's never gonna fail me.
This is the Octothorpe reimagined.
All right, guys, I've partnered up with Jomez Pro, and we've come out with some new discs for my Ricky's Roundtable podcast. We've got zones, we got thrashers, we got nukes, and lots more. Be sure to check them out on jomezpro.com. And if you haven't checked out our podcast already, be sure to check that out, Jomez Pro's YouTube channel. See you there.
The Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Championship is presented by Pound Disc Golf, one bag for life.
Katrina Allen takes to the tee of 3. Another beautiful flip up. And just about circles edge.
This is a blind tee shot up and over the hill. You can aim for that pine tree right there. And you just hope you have enough height to get you inside the circle. Both cats are around circle's edge.
Cox currently one up on Pierce. And with the closest drive thus far, she's well inside the circle, looking for a birdie. Pressure on Pierce.
Oh, yeah. All right. Nice.
The group likes it. They're not going to be sure how close it is, but I'm going to say that's within 5 feet of where Rebecca's just landed. So matching shots.
Oh, they're counting down. It's important.
And what's that guy's name, Ella?
This guy?
Ferguson and Gerard.
Polly World.
We're ready.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome
That was a lucky call.
to the 2025 Disc Golf Pro Tour Match Play Competition, sponsored by Pound Disc Golf Bags. This is the GMC group play, the last round of the competition, and will determine who moves on to the finals in Charlotte in November. This is our 9:30 card, the last of the match play competitors in the FPO division. There'll be 2 separate matches on this card. Joining us first from Grapevine, Texas, let's give a warm welcome to Holland Handley. Holland's opponent in this round, from Shelby, North Carolina. Let's give a warm welcome to Deanne Carey. All right, in the second match, joining us first from Seattle, Washington, let's hear it for Ella Hansen. Ella's opponent on this card, joining us from Kansas City, Missouri. Let's hear it for Allie Smith. Good luck on the course today, ladies.
Allie Smith out to circle's edge. We'll catch back up with Kat Murch. Just inside the circle for Murch. Now inside the basket. Great putt.
And there is a drop off behind the pin. So being aggressive on this putt, if you don't catch any metal or you don't make it in, you can go rolling down the hill at least 30 feet or so. And probably obstructed coming back.
Allen to match. What a battle we're going to see here today. If this is any indication after the first couple of holes, some great drives, great putting. Allen also connects. Just outside the bullseye. Pierce, a little high out of the hand, but she gets it to drop. And yes, right next to Rebecca. The opposite. We see that one low and driven into the left side low chain. Rebecca will remain one up. Nice easy approach. Both by Holland and Deanne Carey.
And for being such a short hole to start off this course, it's just tricky to get all the elements right. You know, you can get the line, but not have the height like Deanne, or you get the height, but you didn't hit the line perfectly like we saw out of Holland. I love a sidearm play. Ella punched it out the gap, and now she has this left for birdie.
About 40 feet for Hansen. And just off the front of the cage. And Allie From just inside the circle, she connects.
I haven't seen a ton of Allie competitive play, so I'm excited to see what she does today. She needs the win, so every putt that she stands up to today, she needs to make.
And she has been open, and we've noticed throughout the last couple of seasons, the place that she struggles most is on the putting green. But off to a great start from about 27 feet. Just enough to get it over.
And she wasn't looking at the basket. She was looking down, and until she extended her arm, that's when she looked at the pin. So very interesting little rhythm and routine. Hyping another great line from Rebecca.
Oh, a little left. Sneaky.
Pierce asking for it to get sneaky. And she said a little left, so certainly advantage Cox on this tee shot. Now Allen. Favorable kick at the very end of the flight there. Back out into the fairway. If there's a course where, just the difference of 2 or 3 feet, how much it can matter, this would be one of those scenarios. Anywhere out on this Brewster Ridge course, you'll take all of those kicks when you get them.
All right. Yep, keep them coming.
Yeah, at no point did she look comfortable in that run up or that release, did she?
No, and I was thinking, oh, what a great advantage she has here. She could see the pin, you could reach the pin from here, and she did not take advantage of the opportunity.
And going with the forehand is Allen, and she's going to be somewhere in circle 2 and likely obstructed.
It might be a little too far. I really think those roots are that ideal position to set yourself up on the corner so that you can have space to work your next shot.
That could have easily kicked to the right and out of bounds, but instead kicks left and then gets a secondary kick back toward the fairway.
Nice. If you're going to get past that landing zone, you need to ride that right side, and Holland is perfectly in the middle of that kind of second tunnel on this hole.
Didn't even look like she put full power into that.
There you go.
And looks like a favorable redirection there for Carey.
Oh.
A lot of trees for Pierce to navigate around, and she's not clear. So now out in the fairway, looking at a long chance at birdie, likely a par coming. Meanwhile, Rebecca underneath the pin. Brian, we see Ella lining up her shot, but let's talk for just a moment about what you saw from Holland and exactly what she's doing to carve up the fairway on hole 2.
Well, it's been a pretty common sentiment that year after year Holland's stats are getting better and better, but just her overall game is getting better. Her bag of tricks is getting better and better. That was a 7-speed overstable fairway. She kind of opened her hips up on purpose, didn't quite put a ton of forward momentum into the shot, but showed off a lot of really good shot shaping with some finesse, which I think is just something she's gotten really solid at over the years. She used to just be a power player, but yeah, now she's showing off the full skill set. Allie going flex forehand. It's doable from back here. It's got to keep riding. Not too shabby. Still a long way to go. I like this FPO tee. Gives the players an option to try to bend one to the right like Holland did. But there is that rock wall OB all down the right side. Deanne, right at the mouth. Safe forehand, middle of the fairway. Should be a safe par look.
And back with Pierce. Basically needs to throw this in. Rebecca's underneath the basket, so Pierce, green light. And a solid bid. The only mistake she could make there would be to come up short and not at least give it a chance. She got it to the pin. But it looks like Rebecca's looking to go 2 up on Pierce. Hanley, easy forehand approach. Ella trying to find a way to get up and down and possibly save the par. And that'll come up short, but she will have a look. Murch with her third. Scares the basket just for a moment. Allen can win the hole if she converts.
Tree scared me.
Did we just see back-to-back forehands from Deanna Carey? I don't think that happens too often.
Yeah, chipping her way along.
Sounds like wooded disc golf to me.
Absolutely. You need all the skill sets.
Oh shoot. Oh, it's gonna kick over for sure.
And you heard her say, oh shoot, that was the first misfire that we've seen from Allen. She pulled that one to the inside. Looks like she got the green flag and remains safe. But Murch, an opportunity to strike. Looking for the skip, heading toward the pin. And she'll be right around circle's edge, just shallow circle 2. A look for birdie. If she can convert, looks like she'll pick up that hole. Here's Hanley. Hanley just trying to keep things moving out here. Maybe she's got waterfalls to chase later? I don't know.
Oh, man.
This is also pulled inside, gets a kick to the left, and red flag comes out. Rebecca out of bounds. Big opportunity for Pierce. She needs to keep this in bounds. you'd have to assume that a birdie should win the hole, or excuse me, even a par should win the hole for her with how early Rebecca went out of bounds.
Sweet and sour chicken nuggets? Okay.
James Proctor out here taking in the action.
That's the kind of putt you want on this hole. Because the players are throwing uphill off of the tee shot, it changes up your tempo and how you release. And so I think the players focus on that a lot, and that really takes away the distance that you're throwing, because you cannot just power it or just penetrate it just straight. You have to throw it up in the air, and timing can be really challenging. So you always see these players ending up around circle's edge. It's tough to get as close as Holland did. Really nice shot from Allie. Caddy approved. That was pretty fluffy out of Ella's hand. She's over on that left side. Anything straight or left, you're looking at that downhill drop behind the pin. Anything over to the right, it's a little bit more level behind the basket. You can feel more confident going for a longer putt.
Come on.
Katrina is working that sidearm shot, that yellow disc.
Recovery shot activated for Katrina. Not a problem. Rebecca looking to try and throw this in if at all possible. And she'll have a long look. That will be for her bogey. So Paige just needs to get up and down and secure the par.
I was trying to go just over that. Perfect.
She's got decisions to make. Very crowded over there on the short right side. Murch to win the hole. Deanne, excuse me, not able to connect. I saw Deanne just a couple weeks ago over at D-Glow. She celebrated a birthday during that weekend, so again, happy birthday to her. She told me she was becoming an old lady.
Aren't we all, Terry?
And I said, I think you're doing just fine.
You said,
you got a
"Me
ways
too.
to go.
Me too. I saw the way you celebrated your birthday in Europe. You're no old lady, Terry.
We had to celebrate, the World Championships and all. That's what that was all about. As Hansen, not a very strong bid at that one.
This is a putt not close enough to not think about, but wow. That was quite the distance for that style of putt. You have to throw that so hard to get the power to get to the pin. That's just wild.
Next to Baxter.
Take another look as she is in the middle of circle one. This is outside bullseye. Just end over end, dead center. Brian, again, we've talked about Allie's struggles a little bit on the green, but
I'm waiting for everyone to putt. I'm thinking.
and I know she's talking to you right now, so I don't mean to disrupt you, but you getting any additional insight out of Allie there with the putt or anything else?
About your putt. Yeah. What's your range anywhere that I feel?
Well, I gave her a fist bump and I said, "You're my hero." And, I love when something unique gets brought to the table in disc golf. And I asked her what her range was, and she said, I wish it was just bullseye's edge, but right now it's about 13, 14 feet. Yeah, huge fan. With no wind. probably some
Although
unique
some good
geometry
news.
you have to do when it picks up.
The maple creamies from the maple outlet are better.
This is Rebecca. After the OBT shot, she's approached to here. This is for bogey, and that should relieve Paige of any pressure, even though she just has this short putt. And the par is enough for Paige to win the hole.
Oh, merch.
Allie to the tee of 4. And we are getting an update actually that Katrina did kick out of bounds, so Kat Merch did go on to win that hole on the previous.
Thinking in my mind, players are aiming for that bending tree that Ella was headed right toward. That sets you up for a nice slow turn to the right to keep you in the center of that tunnel.
Ooh, early. You're right anyway.
Well, that worked out. And there's no OB on this hole. There are just very... you have to hit the tunnel. You do not want to be off the fairway on this one. The trees are very small, and it's just a pitch out if you do end up in the thick of it.
Pierce currently down 1 to Rebecca.
That's a great shot. Another blind throw, so you have to just rely on what you practiced and what tree in the distance you were aiming at and what height you need to get around this corner, and then you let the disc do the work as it fades down to the pin. And all of these wood chips really help out a shot like that from Rebecca. It had such a sharp angle. It was really fast as it was coming into the green, but those wood chips helped slow it down.
And almost matching the exact same distance that we saw from Pierce. All pressures on the putt. Carrie with her second. And gets a kick from left side that then pushes over to the right side of the fairway. Still not really in birdie range over there.
There is an OB area down, even with the pin, over on the left-hand side.
That's gonna flip up.
That is a tricky shot. Beautiful flip up, but it hits early, gets knocked down. Likely a layup for Merch. Trina wants to park this.
Shoot.
Too much straight to it, so to speak, and then not able to let it hyzer down to the pin. Over to Hanley, throwing her second. Can't ask for much more than that. Ellie tries to take the outside route, but she's going to be short. get all the way to the pin. It does, and beyond. Katrina set up with a birdie look. This is to win the hole. Go one up on Murch.
Yeah.
Dialed. Straddle putt, little jump to it, and buries it. Allen goes one up, over with Deanne Carey. Short right side of fairway.
No.
And she's still going to have a little work left on the putt. We're going to take another look at Ella Hansen and just how close. That was just left of the pin.
I had to go
Maybe
for that.
more importantly, finding that left side gap.
That gap was wild. That is not the widest gap to attack the pin.
Pierce in for birdie. Rebecca will need to do the same to have the hole. And Cox answers.
Great effort. Luckily had that tree right in her way. Needed that hyzer putt. Holland should have a clean look. Again, uphill.
You have to assume Holland's basically just treating this like a practice round. I mean, obviously she needs to go out and play well, but and maybe I should rephrase that. Deanne, who's eliminated, just is coming with a totally different vibe to it, has a different outlook on the match, possibly.
Yeah.
Playing for pride?
Not that huge competitive pressure that every other match is feeling, that's for sure.
Get past it.
That's a beautiful throw. Just hoping to have a clean look when you're trying to play that risky play on the inside. The other route is just straight down this road on the right side. Throwing about 275 or so.
Nice.
Well, Murch tried to cut the corner, but her disc gets redirected back to that right side fairway.
I don't know if I'd call that a confidence-building putt, but it is in for Ella Hansen, and Hanley will tap in. Pierce, T of 7. This is inside, but there is a line in there. She doesn't quite hit it.
Rebecca does finish off to the left. And cutting off the corner, yeah, it lessens the distance you have to overcome on that hole, but you can get way up there, but then have absolutely no upshot. So I like the right-hand route a little bit better.
Hanley currently in full control of this matchup thus far. She's 3 up through 4 holes. Stays in bounds. Could be trouble, but instead stops, stays inbounds and in the fairway, but not quite as far down as what we saw from Hanley.
That's money. Yeah, well done. Claps. That's as good as it gets. And having the forehand, you can really put all your power behind that shot. You can throw it full power to hit the line, and then the disc will finish to the right toward the pin. This looks great from Allie as well. Nice little skip inside the circle. Out of range of the basketball putt, though.
Murch is second. And not the angle of release that she was looking for. As you can see, plenty of obstruction, though, between her and the pin. We'll see if Allen actually does have an alleyway to the basket. Outstretched like this, she's going to lose a little bit of the power, but it looks like she's going to pull back, and it's going to come up short, but at least able to give it somewhat of a chance. I'm going to say Pierce missed the intended line, but it's going to work out. Still a look for birdie. Circle 2. Now, Rebecca. And she's going to be right next to Pierce. They're just following each other around the course.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to hold your breath and hope that the shot will work out, even if you didn't hit your line.
So chip shot that comes from Holland Hanley.
We talk about how wooded this course is, but you kind of underestimate how much elevation is on this course as you navigate. I mean, hole 7 here, they're going around a bend and uphill the whole way to the basket. A lot of these baskets have a slow drop off, like what Deanne's putting here on.
And Hanley's going to pick up another one. She'll be going 4 up through 5 as Allie steps up and converts. Short range, just outside of bullseye for Hansen, and she's able to convert. Hanley gifted this one. Murch a forehand that's underneath the pin. Rebecca just a meter or less from where Pierce landed, but she's not able to convert it. She stretched out to her left. Pierce will stretch out to her right, and she's putting from shallow circle 2. This is to win the hole. Trying to bring the match to all square with Cox. Pierce for birdie.
No.
And she too is off the mark. Someone who's always on the mark are some of the hot geese that are out there taking in the action. Brian, you're joined by one of them? What's going on out there?
Off camera, but it's fine. It's coming. Absolutely not, Terry. I'm joined by two of them. I got James Proctor and Erica Stinchcomb here, taking in the action, watching some friends play some disc golf. Erica, how you feeling?
Oh, I feel great. I honestly just finished my practice round, saw this freaking group here, and knew I had to come watch. I had zero plans of being here today.
Zero plans, but she's here, taking in some disc golf. James, you're here watching your Seattle homie, Ella Hansen, but there's a lot of cool people on this card. How's your morning going?
It's fantastic. I mean, this weather, you know, I just rolled out of bed. I did not already play 18 holes, but I'm happy to be here.
He's just getting his morning started. Erica's already done with her practice round. It's a beautiful day here in Vermont. See you guys out there. Back to you.
Getting that practice in already. Val, what was the earliest that you'd go out and try and get around in?
I don't know, 11. That's the luxury of being on tour. That's your job. You get your one round a day in and you're good to go. I mean, I know some people like to push it, but one round a day was plenty of practice. And we know Missy Gannon, she is, she's not doing her practice round this morning. She's on the bag for Paige. Of course, this course is closed while match play is happening. And you can go over and practice Fox Meadow.
So nearly identical approaches for the two of them. And Rebecca doesn't convert. She's going to give one to Paige with the missed putt from just outside a bullseye. Short range putt gets Rebecca Cox, and with that, Paige is going to be all square. You can't let those short ones slip through your fingers like we just saw from Rebecca.
Flip up hyzer for Ella, but it just holds straight. Needed a little bit more height, and I think maybe that disc would have worked its way back to the left. She's going to have a long putt.
Deep breath by Allie. Allie's going to need some help today. If Holland goes on to win, Allie is going to have to win by 10 or more because of the point differential that's been built up throughout the season. So a couple of big things need to happen, and right now we're seeing that Holland Hanley has her match very much in control at the moment. So Allie is going to have to do some serious work here throughout the rest of the round if Holland keeps on her pace. Oh, that is massively pulled to the right, and it doesn't look like it punished her. Or at least not too badly.
And the scenario of this match play, Deanne, she's not going to be playing in the match play championship, so we just hope that Deanne just keeps powering forward. Even though she's behind, it could make the difference for a lot of players if Holland doesn't get as many points if she just sweeps this entire round.
Double kick for Pierce on the left side. So after just bringing the match to all square, Pierce, errant tee shot on the 8th. Rebecca answers. Clean tee shot that leaks to the left side at the end of its flight. Still much better position than where Pierce is.
This is a challenging shot because Holland's at the top of the hill, and so she has to remember the elevation, and she can't overpower it. She needs to ensure that the elevation is going to pull her disc down to the basket. This is looking like a roller to me. Up and over all those roots. And now will it slow down? Does not hit the rock wall, hops over it. And this is not OB past that rock wall, so she's safe, but that's going to be an approach likely from there. Probably won't be a putt.
Katrina's looks to be edge of fairway off on the left side.
More center.
Merch trying to center it up, and she's done just that.
I was thinking it's always a good thing to aim for the short pin on a hole that's not reachable from the tee.
Yeah, head to one of the shorter tees. You're saying
Yes.
the red tees, I believe some of those are out there.
Cat Merch is playing a par 5, so that's a good plan. Deanne, on the other hand, par 3. You don't want to be by that short tee. Did not have much of a putt.
Little filter. That's fine.
Late kick out into the fairway for Pierce.
Way off the line and kicks farther into the trees on the left. Wow. As soon as she released that, I was thinking, wow, that's a great angle, good height. She had to be at 70 feet through the trees, almost throwing it in. That was a great effort.
Shallow circle 2 for Hansen. For about 36, maybe 37 feet. And again, just not a committed putting stroke. You see her go through her motion after the fact, but we have seen some less than ideal putts from Ella Hansen here. Maybe less than committed, I think would be a better phrase. Allie steps up quickly. Chance to win the hole, but she's off the top.
I'm still dissecting that putting approach from Allie. It's like it's a surprise. She's not looking at the basket while she's going through her arm swing and routine, and then she looks up, extends, and reaches toward the pin. So to me, it's a surprise. I'm coming for you, basket.
As they move on, we'll head back to Rebecca, left side of fairway on 8. And now center fairway.
Okay.
Great reaction from Paige. You know, not taking the frustrated route. You hit the one tree you really want to miss. You know you're going to have to scramble on this course at some point, so a good positive mental game is definitely helpful.
Takes to the T of 7, and that's just simply too straight. You're looking for that to go basically straight down the fairway, and then just let the natural fade of the disc carry it to the left. That's assuming you're trying to go that route as opposed to maybe taking the inside route. But either way, you're looking for that to move left. You can't have it go that far straight. She's going to be off the fairway.
And you're already taking the longer route to the pin, getting to the corner, then throwing up the hill. So you want to make sure that you're hitting that line, and Holland's in a really great position. Push it to that far edge of the corner, and she's going to have a relatively clean look up the hill. Yeah, I just never knew what to aim for when you're trying to cut this corner. You're just throwing it up in the air and hoping you're going to miss the trees. It's just not a shot, again, that you can fully take control. Ouch.
That's going to be big time early trouble on the short left side coming up for Allie Smith.
Your shit gotta move. Like where? There are sticks and branches. Tee hee hee. Alright, dude. Don't do it!
No commentary needed. Kat is doing all the work for us.
I don't think I can get there like that. Okay. But
Just got to be worried about the tree on the backswing. Yeah, you see the awkwardness of the stance. Trying to push forward.
Yeah, because she wasn't able to reach back, she really had to abbreviate that reach back, and it forced her to kind of saw it off and kind of hack it down like an axe. This is just full-time scramble mode for Allie.
solid out. Yeah.
So par will still be possible. We'll see if that errant tee shot costs her or not. Pierce with her 5th. And she's going to still be well back. May not have even gotten into circle 2. That still might be fairway.
Oh my goodness.
Those invisible trees just jump out of nowhere.
Yeah, Katrina certainly thought she had the line, and it did look good. Until it hit the late tree. Allie will still be in the fairway. Fighting her way down the 7th, one way or another. Rebecca looking to get up and down. Oh, and it goes just over the top of the basket. leaving her with a little work to do, but she's trying to get one on page here.
That was running for the pin. A couple feet too high.
Forehand coming from Murch.
That's the closest to birdie I've ever been.
Murch with the forehand. Oh, actually hitting basket. So she'll have that left for par. Trying to pick one up on Allen, who's almost needing to throw this in. And so Katrina is there for the bogey, so Murch needs to make her putt, and she can win the hole.
Good red.
Just such a range of emotion as you're one moment thinking, oh, just miss it, miss it, miss it, miss it. And then a few seconds later, oh, hit that tree, stop, stop, stop. I feel like that happens often out here on this course.
I'm trying to hold myself back from just saying, wow, whoa, wow. Because you see these shots just weaving through the trees. And you see them barely miss. That's always success.
That was farther up.
Rebecca might have the easy pickup on that hole. We're back with Hanley throwing her second on the 7th. Just prime positioning.
That's as easy as an upshot gets on this hole, and she steps up, throws a great upshot, keeps it close. It's most open on that right side. You can avoid some obstacles in your putt.
And as Allen taps in, Murch is going to win the hole with a convert there, and she does.
And Paige picked up the putt for Rebecca. Didn't allow Rebecca to even try and get nervous over the putt, which I think is interesting, knowing Rebecca missed a putt on the previous hole.
And Deanne is right of the pin. Brian, have you talked any strategy with anyone? Obviously, we're coming down to the end here, but does Allie know with the point differential and what's all at stake in terms of what she's going to need to do this round?
Most definitely, she does know. And that creates a little bit of pressure because there is a situation where she does move on to Hornet's Nest. But the players, especially this card, are keeping it really relaxed. Everybody's having a good time. These are players that play with each other all the time, practice together each week, so it feels very much like a practice round.
And Hanley converts and wins the hole. So making it look easy out here, also throwing a lot of great shots.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, come on, dude. Vito ama. Oh, shoot. Oh, my gosh.
Allen not able to take advantage after seeing Murch with a slightly offline tee shot. Pierce now down 1 to Rebecca. This is inside, but does it keep fighting? It looks like it does, and she'll be in circle 2 with a few small trees in her way. And now Rebecca won't be too far from where Pierce is. Win and move on. That's what we're seeing from Rebecca Cox and Paige Pierce as that battle continues to unfold here. Missy Gannon all locked up, winning all of her matches. And when we look at Group B, got Murch and Katrina Allen battling it out to see who will move into the Match Play Championship in Charlotte in November. Owen Scoggins all locked up.
Oh, maybe it's okay. This has to be one of the easiest holes on the course. A very attackable hole, so it's unfortunate that we don't see many players parking it on that card. Katrina still has work left to do with that putt. Really all about placement on the tee shot of 8. You want to keep it down the fairway. Make it easy on yourself. Not ideal. So on that right side. Keeps it out of that right side. She should have an open arm swing. Got a good amount of distance on that shot.
Oh, yeah, dude.
That was a great line from Deanne. I really liked the height she had, and she really used the fairway. It finished off to the left. I would have liked to see it a little bit to the right, but it should be really good.
Not much of a run coming from Rebecca, and obviously worried about the downhill slope. And Paige,
Yay!
interestingly, is just going to play to have the hole as opposed to being a little bit more aggressive. She could have won the hole outright if she converted, but obviously with the slope behind, she was worried about giving it away as well. So a little defensive there, which is a little surprising coming from Pierce. Katrina's in for birdie.
It's really tough to tell how steep of an angle it is from this view, but it is quick behind the pin. And if you miss the basket, it's tough to recover from the bottom of the hill.
Excuse me, that was Katrina Allen a moment ago for her par.
Sometimes they're picking up putts, and sometimes they're forcing people to make it.
As we head to the 10th, some call it a signature hole. Val, break it down for us.
Yeah, I think this is just a beautiful viewpoint. Up at the top of the hill, the players have to throw down this gap. And it's not quite a low ceiling, but just the way those branches come in just off the tee forces the players to throw it lower than ideal, and then you're not able to get that full carry to the pin. So you see a lot of players ending up short, and that thick grass will stop your disc immediately. So you want to kind of force that low ceiling. Try and throw it as high as you can with something a little bit flippy, maybe a hyzer flip to fly out to the right. Elevation is always going to bring those right-handed backhand shots over to the left. So the players are trying to fight that through the whole flight. And you kind of know as soon as you release this one whether it's going to work out or not.
Oh, please. Oh, okay. Okay, dude. Oh, man.
Well, Rebecca kind of had an idea and then gets a somewhat of a redirect, and ultimately it's going to be a red flag. With how far left she is, along with the protective trees around this pin, Pierce has to be just thinking, keep it in bounds. Play this for par, and she should be able to bring the match to all square. Looks like she may have even disked down, and unfortunately throws it straight into the tree. So par is still going to be a challenge. A huge misfire from Pierce. You can't make that mistake when Rebecca's just about to give you one.
Why do you do that with that frisbee? Why? Why can't you throw it forward? It's not that hard, babe.
Self-coaching coming from Murch. Katrina, opportunity. Can she get it close? Apply some pressure. A par might be enough. She's going to have a long look for birdie. We'll see if she has to go for it or not. It'll all come down to how Murch throws her second.
Cadence Bird in the background?
You took it right out of
beat you to the horrible
did.
joke?
I was just thinking Cadence Bird is out practicing the course as well.
It's too easy sometimes.
Deanne Carey making it look pretty easy thus far. Keeping it in the fairway after two. Holland outstretched to her left. And she'll remain in the fairway.
Yeah, although Holland did have a lot of space to choose whatever shot she wanted. Didn't get too greedy on that one. Oh my. This is gonna require a lot for Paige to get up and down from here.
Beautiful. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you. Nice shot. Yeah. All right.
Back in the game. Rebecca still has a chance to make a long putt from that OB area. But Paige really needs to make that putt regardless.
This hole on the right side.
Right, yeah. Gosh, that's tough to concentrate through.
Backwards.
That chainsaw went off right in Ella's backswing.
So Murch now inside the circle from just about 20, maybe 22 feet or so. So a chance to save the par. I don't think we'll see Katrina get too aggressive, but we're with Deanne Carey. Trying to put the roller down.
Oh, cool. Oh.
And after checking her footing, Holland able to navigate all the way up the fairway. Great shot. Long range look to save par for Cox. Cat's gonna give it a run.
Nope.
I love the bid there by Katrina, trying to possibly pick one up there on Murch. Pierce for par. And that will be enough to win the hole after Rebecca had gone out of bounds. Murch is going to let Katrina still putt out there, not giving her anything, even the tap-ins. There's a little gamesmanship, certainly, with when, you know, you just mentioned it, with when you're picking up, when you're not, when you're, you know, conceding the hole or letting other players pick up or picking up for them or whatever the case might be. There's definitely some mental strategy that all comes to play there.
Yeah, and then, you know, maybe they picked up on the previous hole and then made you put out the next one and you're going, oh, is this enough to think about?
Yeah.
Doink.
Why didn't you give me that one? And through 10 holes, both of our matches here all square. So the drama and the excitement all delivering here on a Wednesday morning. Yes, please. Great approach by Allie Smith.
The roller gets Deanne in a tight spot over on this left. Another roller to get out.
Not to be.
Not quite. Its ground is not great for a roller. There's so many roots and stumps, and then of course you've got the elevation, so you never really know what's going to happen and how it's going to react.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would also be into that. It's fun to hear.
Yeah, Allie is in the battle, but if Holland wins, there's not much that Allie can do. She, like we were saying earlier, she needs to win by a lot. And right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The all-square action that we've got over here on the tee of the 11th.
Oh my gosh. Don't hit that tree and I'll be okay.
Allen doesn't like it, but it's going to end up in the fairway.
Katrina's been a little wild off the tee today, not hitting the lines. They haven't redirected her in the worst way, so she's still able to scramble. This is another hole as we head downhill. You have to understand what the disc is going to do with that elevation. Low speed disc in Paige's hand.
Get down.
She definitely missed her line, but that branch pushed her over to the left and the elevation continued flying straight. Luckily she didn't hit any trees, so she got a good amount of distance, and there's a sneaker route on that left side.
Cox on that short left side of the fairway. Now Deanne Carey throwing her 5th. And as you can understand, very aggressive with the line, or with the power, but not on the line. A par will win the hole, but Hanley going after the birdie luck. She'll have to tap in and still win the hole.
Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna punt it because I don't know. Pretty sure.
Seems to be some confusion. And Hanley has tapped in and wins the hole with the par, as we were just saying. She'll pick up for Deanne. So Holland Hanley up 5 through 8 and looking to punch her ticket to the Charlotte Finals.
Wow, keeps going.
I'll take that.
That goes way over here on the left. That rock wall is on the right side of the fairway.
And Kat Murch is lining up her shot. Brian, what does Kat have?
Oh, they're throwing to me, sorry. You know, on this left side, it's not terrible. She has a forehand, a couple tight gaps to hit. If she can shape around the outside, she can actually get up to the green. She's going outside. That's a crafty shot. So nice. It's going to be pretty easy up and down for par.
Overly aggressive, certainly playing for the position. As we saw, that's going to put her in the center of the fairway. Short and left for Allie Smith. Currently, she's 1 up on Ella Hansen through 8. Advantage to Allie Smith on the 9th. I don't know if we can get Statmando on this or not, but I'm not sure when the last time was that we saw Missy Gannon on the bag for Paige Pierce. I'm trying to think of when that would have been.
And I saw Tom in the gallery. Okay, Tom's getting the day off. But then can Tom caddy for Paige, and it's like Missy's caddying for Paige? Can there be a stand-in? Missy, yeah, getting to know what it feels like to carry a bag.
Rarely does she have to.
Is that me? I didn't
like
see where
Tom's out there doing the heavy lifting or the pushing of the cart.
View from the cart.
Just thinking it was keeping Missy grounded.
There's a nice shot on hole 9. That is how it's done. 310 feet to this basket, and you want to hit the ground short, just like what Holland did. Allow that additional speed to skip up underneath the basket. Stay close.
Okay. Well, Deanne Carey's going to match on the 9th.
She said, I'm still here. Let's play. Paige gets all the way down there. And you really want to get past those guardian trees. There's maybe 5 or so trees there right in front of the basket. It's just inside the circle, but you don't want to be left with that putt.
Self-proclaimed best side on approach in the air.
Little work left, excuse me, for Becca Cox. Are we going to see these matches go all the way to the 18th hole, Val?
It's looking likely. And I'm thinking of how much pressure this course puts on the players just as is. And then when you're playing in match play where you know exactly what you need to do because you know what your opponent is doing, there's a lot of pressure on every one of these shots to really execute. So I think this is great practice for the tournament this week. Really forcing these players to hit the lines that they've always intended. If you're landing short of circle's edge, it's likely we'll see a layup. I just love the two sides of Kat Merch. She's that bubbly character, and then there's that really serious look that she could put forward when she's focused.
Par bid doesn't find the basket for Ella Hansen. And I was just thinking about, what is it with hole 9 that it is proven to be so difficult for a number of our players? Obviously, we saw a couple of perfect shots there, but aside from those 2 shots, there's been a lot of struggles off this tee.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's that challenging.
That hill behind the basket, I think players don't feel like they can throw the full power shot because they might go too long, so they leave it a little fluffy, and then they're not even focused on the line at that point. So I think that just, it's more of a mental thing than a physical.
I mean, if you're going to go with the in-between the legs, you know, trickery, you got to pull it all the way off there, Ella. Can't drop a disc in it. a look at hole number 12.
So, hole 12, this one definitely within range if you can hit the line. We're continuing downhill on this shot, so at this point with 3 downhill tee shots, the players should have this under control, but you really have to hit the tunnel. I, again, like a nice flip up shot because they're working with that elevation. So anything that is understable can fight that pull that a downhill shot wants to pull your disc off to the left, but flip up will get it to fly nice and straight. Something that hits short can skip up, but there's a few more guardian trees that they have to miss.
So getting a little confirmation in terms of
Where are you finding that?
the scoring here.
They have a big oh, if you click, go to the scorecard there, and then I think you can just hit. Well,
yeah.
live is
Oh,
weird.
So I must have to go here.
Oh, there we go.
There.
Okay.
Oh, Kona's smoking.
Yeah, they're getting their scoring going, but we're taking a look at the other matchups. And as we said, Ellie not able to move forward regardless of today's outcome, but she is currently 3 up on Owen Scoggins, which is 3 to play. I believe that's Dormy, and now seeing Silva Saarinen versus Kona Montgomery. Silva is down 2 to Kona Montgomery. I don't think I'm going out on a limb and saying those both feel like upsets.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we're mentioning getting in some practice before the tournament starts, I mean, that's a great confidence boost for both those players.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And we really haven't watched any of that action over there, Val, because those matches, they're out there getting their practice in, but inconsequential in terms of the bigger picture for the match play championships.
Kona, Silva, they're playing for their seeding. Owen is already in, and Ellie is not going to be playing in the match play. So, yeah, like you said, not too much drama going on in that card.
Meanwhile, we've got a cat fight over here on the 12th.
Oh, shoot. This is really high for Katrina, drifting to the left. That really held the straight line. That was a very understable disc to work like that.
That was meteor, right?
Yeah.
And as we were just talking about with regard to Group D, that both, well, we know Kristen will not be playing the rest of the year, and Jessica has been eliminated. And we're going to see that both Silva and Kona are moving forward. It's really just more about the seeding than anything for a few of those, but Owen moving forward to the championship, regardless of her outcome, along with Ellie today. And like we said, watching the Allen merch battle. I'm not sure she could do it much better. You give her a couple more tries, and I don't think she's going to get too much closer. She found a very small window, hit the line, and got herself within putting range. Looked pretty good. This is Holland with a par look. She went out of bounds, as did Deanne. And Holland able to convert with the long jumper. This is the same area where we saw Rebecca trying to save her par, but Holland able to convert.
That is just way outside. I mean, she's circle 2 range from there. Yeah, it's such a tricky OB that they've added on that left side. That's exactly where discs fade out at the end of their flight. It's a good feeling if you're able to save yourself from there.
Rebecca with her second. Murch looks to be in the middle of circle 2. I'm going to give her about 45 feet to the pin still.
Katrina's down there putting for birdie, so this is important for Kat to put a little pressure on Katrina. Give it a run. Good line, but not the height.
Yeah, it's definitely not 10 steps from this, right? Yeah. So.
Allen will be able to decide if she even wants to go after the putt or if she'll just pitch it underneath the basket. Either way, she's looking to go 1 up on the match, but now with Pierce also looking to go 1 up on her match.
Wow. I love the extension that Paige had behind that release. She gave it everything to that very last moment to make sure the disc is online. The follow through went forward. She continued that momentum. That was just beautiful.
How does her caddy react?
Let's go!
No need to get aggressive, so Katrina is able to throw it right underneath the basket. That will secure the par, and that'll be enough to go 1 up on her match. So a little movement taking place on the 12th.
There's really no point on this course where you can feel like, oh, all right, I got through the tough part. You really have to keep pushing, even in these last few holes. This is a challenging tee shot. This fairway rides that road the whole way. Katrina, a really great shot, checks up just at the corner.
Sing. What is it? Sing? Yeah. Sing? Sing. All right.
On a ground play for Kat. See if she stays outside of those trees on the left.
Oh, every hole. Get through there.
I'm sensing a theme. It's been more than once that we've can say that Paige has missed her line, but she's not punished this time. Rebecca. Maybe just a touch inside of where she was aiming. But it looks like it'll work out just fine for her.
No, Paige has a good point.
Ellie is able to convert as to have the hole. She heads to the tee of 11 now.
There really is a theme to a lot of these tee shots. A lot of turnovers. You're throwing similar discs on a lot of these holes. You don't hit the height. That's really the thing that really comes into play. Turnover or forehand. Not a bad spot. Even though she's on that right side, there's several different options that you can choose. You could still hit that fairway on your second shot. That was the main goal right there. Just get out into that sunshine. It would take a perfect shot for Rebecca to get up and down.
Holland with her second, very much in control of this match. She'll keep applying pressure.
Holland has been executing some really nice standstill shots. Give herself that opportunity to score. And that is just so essential out here on this wooded course.
Yep.
That's nice. No hydrant. No hydrant.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
Is there enough room to get the forehand at that angle to get it all the way into the pin? 'Cause I feel like that kind of that gets you to circle 2 maybe.
Right. Yeah, that tree that Katrina hit really high, that is in the way. That she would need to kind of cut through those trees on the left side, get lucky with the forehand. The angle's just not there.
Certainly I can understand the stance and whatnot being very difficult to go with the backhand. So I'm not second guessing the fact she went forehand. I very much understand the play there, but I think the best result though is still going to be a circle 2 look.
Yeah, this is the go for it route, but Rebecca just didn't get the turn she needed. I think for all the players on this second shot, they're aiming for that tree that was perfectly lit up. It's not a V tree, it might be a W. I think there's 3 different trunks going on, but that's the tree you gotta miss and bend to the right.
Lots of tree whacking going on out there, and sometimes difficult to get back to the fairway. Murch just left of fairway.
That was a huge drive from Kat, so it made a shorter approach, and because she's closer to that opening, she's able to penetrate more through that gap. Gonna have a putt.
Taking a look at the other matches, so a potential. We'll see if it could possibly get back to all square on both of those matches.
Yeah, some difficulties there on 16 and 17 for the leaders going into those final holes.
Yeah, so we'll see how those ultimately finish out.
Yeah, this backdoor route on the left side is very tempting, especially if you finish off to the left, but the bigger gap is over on the right-hand side where Paige is aiming for. Much cleaner route.
I just noticed this little guy right here.
Yeah. I think it might be me.
Oh, yeah.
Inside or outside gap here, Val?
You kind of have to go inside, outside. Outside, inside.
Looks like Kat's going to try and go out with the much bigger window here to the left, taking the bigger gap. I like this.
Yeah, and she released it at the perfect angle. She needed that height to get out, to push it out on that wide side, but the angle is the most important thing so that it didn't drift off to the left.
Simple approach from Hansen. Allie is going to pitch up next to the pin.
Ooh, long range bid.
So I believe that means Pierce will have a chance to possibly get one on Rebecca. Now Murch. Long look. Circle 2 to win the hole. And she gets
Come on. There we go. She was visibly frustrated on the previous hole. The bid that she needed to even put pressure on Kat, she didn't give it the best run, and now steps up. Great tee shot, great up shot, and gets the birdie with a solid putt.
36 feet, left side, corner pocket. That'll bring the match to all square. Pierce also will win the hole.
Touch it. It's over.
We got that same.
Hanley has a birdie look. This is to win the hole. And with that, Holland Hanley 6 up through 11.
Holland to win by that much at this point, or leading by that much, it's really dimming Allie's chance. So that match will continue on, even though Allie is up by 2 at this point. Not likely. the thing. It's not like a round score where you can really come back. You're running out of holes. So you're trying to get a point on the holes that you play, and we're getting to the halfway through point of the course. So just the points don't add up, Terry. Back uphill on this tee shot. Just under 300 feet, but you really have to power it up the hill to reach the pin. And she gets denied by those guardian trees on that right side. So a pretty long putt for Paige on that right side.
Beautiful shot shaping by Rebecca Cox. Just about circle's edge. Short, but maybe most importantly, she has a completely wide open look to the pin. Paige is going to have some obstruction to probably deal with. Park chop. Murch finding her groove and then showing us.
Just like
Allen trying to answer.
Murch is saying, "You paying attention?"
Nice flip up, and yes, Allen does answer with a good tee shot. She'll put a little pressure on the putter as Murch is basically underneath the basket or right next to it. So Allen will have to dip back into some of the solid putting that we saw in the early goings of the round. As we take another look, we'll roll the Zuka replay at Kat Murch.
And the height that she released that on, she was throwing it with full power. I think it's deceiving because this hole, you read the T sign, 280, so you think that you're gonna ease off of it and not throw it as hard, and then you end up outside the circle like the shot from Rebecca. She just gracefully threw it, not as penetrating as Kat Murch.
Ella Hansen down 2 through 11. Opportunity here to throw a good tee shot, possibly get one back. That's going to hit off the tree and then get a little roll. But a position to birdie. Allie Smith considerably back behind where Hansen landed, so advantage Hansen. That shallow circle too. Good looking spot here for Rebecca Cox. We've seen her make a couple of them from that range. Just like she did on hole 1.
And she's got that hyzer release. She's getting enough air underneath that disc. Kind of put Paige knees right here. She's got the straddle stance going on. We'll see if she has enough power behind it.
So Pierce, instead of being 2 up, will go just 1 up through 14. Short range putting has looked good from Allen so far today. that one's on the mark.
Want to tap it? You want me to grab it?
I'll tap it just for some self-satisfaction.
Yeah, just for the beauty of the
Yeah,
game.
it's nice.
Okay, so Katrina asking if she wanted to put that one in, and Murch wanted the satisfaction. I don't know. Anything can happen with some chains, even from the shortest putts. If your competitor's going to give you one, pick it up. Don't say a word. Just move on.
I mean, they say don't you hit your head for a reason. There's
Yes.
always that potential.
And these are actually the final scores. As we're seeing Kona Montgomery able to take down Silva Saarinen, and Ellie Midling defeats Owen Scoggins.
It's just a flex move that Ellie put on Owen. Like, I didn't have to play. I'm not going to be in it, but if I could.
And Silva Saarinen will advance over Jessica Weiss because she has her in the head-to-head tiebreaker. So although you're seeing the same amount of points, it is the head-to-head tiebreaker that gives it the advantage to Saarinen. So Silva Saarinen and Kona Montgomery. And Jessica Weiss, speaking of, being on the bubble or the cusp, she looked at the fact that she's right on the border of, trying to find the Pro Tour championships. And she kind of even said during the press conference yesterday, I've been on the bubble for years. This is a popular spot for me, and she's comfortable with it. So we'll see what she can do come the rest of the weekend as she's trying to keep her season going. Ella, a chance to win the hole. Is it enough on the putt? It's not. It's like she's scared to hurt the chains or to break them. She's just not committing. Every missed putt she's had today has come up short.
They're throwing from OB on this tee shot. You have to get over the rock wall. And that wall of trees keeps Cat Murch about halfway down the fairway. You can get all the way to the pin if you go on the right side of that 3-tree grouping.
Oh my gosh. That's for it.
No, it's safe.
Can this continue to slide down toward the pin? It gets hung up on the right side.
There's so much more space on that right side. If you're going to make a mistake, if you saw it off on that left, you're likely to find OB.
Oh, nice shot. I would love to hit my shot.
When's that new record coming out?
Oh, and Allie not able to convert. Ella Hansen does pick one up there, which means Allie is 1 up through 12.
Oh. Wow. Well, look.
Yeah, somehow that got through everything.
Katrina was even amazed. Wow, she said.
Pierce currently 1 up on Rebecca. Rebecca not in birdie range either, but right now, Paige is just thinking about how can I get up and down and save the par. The short left side is so difficult because of all the scattered trees.
Whoa, risky line, but she nails it.
Good. I'm learning stuff.
We hear Missy Gannon say, I'm learning stuff.
I don't know. Don't try this one at home, kids.
No, Brian, give us an assessment of what you just saw from Paige Pierce in that approach.
Well, I went up, gave her a fist bump and said, you got to show me that line. And she walked me up to her lie, and yeah, there wasn't much, but she said, oh, it was thinner up top, so no problem. Walked away with a smile.
It's the worst shot.
Veteran knows what she's doing.
This is why I'm still haven't got her wish of a playoff. Yeah. I'm over here talking.
Paige, of course, coming off her Canadian Championship win last weekend. And Rebecca is going to pitch up and looking for a par as well.
Trina taking her meter of relief from the OB line. Good commitment on that putt. It's always tough when you don't have a lot of space on. It's a kick, the follow through on that back foot. As soon as you connect with the rock, it kind of shortens up your putt. It's definitely something that could get in a player's mind.
I don't really know the rules, so I just be tapping out.
And now we head to the 16th. Just a little change to it this year, Val.
All right, well, the tee shot looks very similar. We're starting up on this elevated hill, very steep, and connecting with any tree on that right side could find the OB on the left. And as it dips down, that makes it even easier. In typical years, we would see the basket right here on that in a shorter position. Now they've tucked it back, so you have to get through those trees and beyond. So it really makes it challenging to get all the way to the pin from here. It was kind of that in-between hole. You didn't see a lot of players parking it. You saw a lot of pars, and now it's going to make it even more challenging to get that birdie. See how they play it.
Yeah, as we're watching Rebecca tee off, I'm going to throw it out to Brian just for a second. Brian, did this hole need to get tougher for the FPO field?
You know, I'm not sure that it did, but I think it's a beautiful shot that it makes the players throw. It kind of makes the players think more about that backhand turnover than just throwing kind of a stock overstable sidearm. So, yeah, I don't know if it needed to get harder scoring-wise, but aesthetically, the shot that these players are having to throw is pretty sweet to watch.
Thank you, Brian, as we just watched Paige misfire again. You know, I'm thinking back to D-Glow a couple of weeks ago and watch how she struggled specifically with hole number 5. It was just misfire after misfire through all 4 rounds on that tee shot. And it looks like some of her timing has been off on a few of these tunnel tee shots today as well. And there's plenty of them out here on this course, as we've seen.
Ooh, that was headed right toward OB for Murch, but she gets kicked back to the fairway. The forehand's a great option because you can throw that solid line and then you know the disc is going to fade back to the right. And that's the direction you need to go if you want to be, give yourself an open look. We'll see what Katrina ends up with and if she's got a clean view.
I almost feel as if this would be parked in the previous pin position. This is a great shot here by Katrina. She's watching on as Pierce, after going out of bounds, is throwing her 3rd.
Wow.
And if Pierce can make that putt and save the 4, that would be incredible from way back.
That is crazy. I was thinking just how challenging it was to throw the backhand. To get enough power to make the disc turn to the right from there is incredible.
Hanley's 2nd shot on the 13th, making very light work of that hole. Not only did she have an incredible tee shot, but an equally impressive approach there for the tap-in birdie that's coming.
At least Paige gets to check out a really beautiful part of the course.
Not one you want to be in because it's out of bounds, but it does look nice over there. And she was out of bounds by a long shot. Huge kick.
This is the biggest gap. I like my chances. Chances with this power gap.
So not going for the straight up the gut, choosing to go wide to the left. Needed more of a skip than a hit and tumble.
And carry for par.
There you go, D.
That's a solid putt. But Holland is right here, and this is not only for birdie, but to win the match. So Holland Hanley taking care of Deanne Carey through 13 holes. That is the match, which also then crushes any hopes that Allie Smith may have had left. Not only did Allie need to win, she needed some help, and she needed to win by a lot, and it's not going to happen. So Holland Hanley will be moving on to the Match Play Championships, taking place in Charlotte in November. It almost feels as if it would have been odd to not have Holland, knowing the year she's already had and the consistency and the performances that we've seen from her. So just going to keep that train rolling for her to move into the Match Play Championships after the rest of our regular season action is done. And Rebecca playing it safe, just trying to secure the hole as Paige had gone out of bounds. So Rebecca's par will be enough to win the hole. Murch with a great par herself. That's going to put the pressure on Katrina to make her birdie look.
So confident. Great extension to the basket. It's going to require a whole lot of pressure to make Katrina nervous on that kind of putt. So they'll have the hole. I keep coming to every one of these holes, and I was like, no, I think I like this hole better. I think this is one of my favorite holes. And hole 17, I think because there's just so much challenge on this course, and strategy is essential, and placement is so important on these tee shots. So hole 17, another hole where the fairway is, you just want to land on that road. That's going to get you in a good spot. So anywhere around here is great for your tee shot. And then the second shot gets a little tricky. Whether you're going with the backhand shot, you can get that like nice S turn, a nice turnover, but then you want to work your way back. There is an OB line over that wall that we see there, and it's a very steep ridge down to a river. So you need to be very accurate on that second shot and want to keep it close.
Oh man, you're just so freaking talented.
It is rough over there on that left side. And really, if you just threw something nice and straight, that can get you in a good position on this tee shot. Well, once you get out the gap, you can bite off a little bit more and fade to the left. That's going to bring you closer to the basket. Oh, and this is fading to the right. That was looking so good for Katrina, but a little bit too understable.
Still, much better look so far than what Kat Murch has, and it's coming down to these last two holes as their match is all square. Same thing that we're seeing with Rebecca Cox and Paige Pierce. All square with 2 holes left to play. Who wants it?
Well.
Oh, that is left.
And there's a ditch over there. So not only is she in the trees, but now she's going to be lower than the fairway.
Gonna make Brian do a little overtime and give us some assessments of what's going to be on that left side. Now we're watching Pierce.
Just how these matches are. One player goes to the left, the other player goes to the right. They make a big adjustment. I see 4 different shots coming up. They're just continuing to play out, and the matches are over at this point. But you got to walk back to the clubhouse one way. Might as well throw.
Yeah, get that practice in. A par might be enough for Pierce. And that actually, it looks like is the best she's going to do here. Brian, any assessment for what we're seeing for Kat Murch on the other side of the fairway?
Yeah, left side is just a pitch out for a par. Once you get back to the middle of the fairway, as long as you bend the corner a little bit, you should have a pretty easy up and down. Not too bad.
Some frustration there from Murch. We heard her talking to herself off the tee shot. You can see why. Effectively taking herself out of any chance at getting birdie there. Back with Hansen on the 15th, throwing her second. Can she find a line? Still in circle 2. Murch with her third. And she'll still have work. That's to save the par. Katrina Allen right now trying to think, how can she get up and down, possibly pick up birdie, go one up going into the final hole.
I mean, if that's easier.
I almost see her throwing an overhand shot just to make sure she's getting the height. She goes for the backhand, try and get a little more distance off of the second shot. Hopefully that stayed nice and clean.
Big opportunity for Katrina. And she throws it into the ground. The frustration sets in. Katrina disappointed. Pierce with her third. Center of the fairway, just a standstill approach. And she's going to put it inside the circle. 20 feet left to save the par. Well, we know that no matter what happens on the 17th, the 18th hole will be in play. Both of these matches, Katrina with her third, and nice and close. So looks like she'll be able to secure the par from short range.
Not an easy spot to putt from. You're relatively close. This is a good moment of making a mental note. Don't land here during the tournament.
Cox looking to get up and down.
It almost gets right off of my
And a good approach from her. So both her and Pierce have short range putts as we're watching Allie. She'll be cleaning up and Allie will win the hole. Murch from 27 feet. Doesn't like it. That means Katrina Allen will have a chance to go one up as they move to the 18th. Pierce scrambles into a par. And she picks up for Rebecca. So they will be going into the final hole all square with the championship on the line. They're trying to punch their ticket to play in Charlotte in November, and it will come down to the 18th hole. Katrina Allen now goes one up with one to play.
the battle that we had hoped for between these two players, bringing it down to that final hole. They haven't thrown the most accurate shots. They've both had struggles along the way, but they've also had these really great moments of glory, whether it was a huge putt or a great upshot. So this has been a really close race, and you could tell the pressure is getting to them. You know, they're thinking about each one of these shots. They know what each shot means. As we see some of the frustration, and Katrina missing that approach shot, that sidearm, and then of course Mert missing her putt.
You can't bogey the 17th. You know, Kat Mert is going to look back. If she ends up losing this match, she's going to look at hole 17. You just cannot bogey the 17th hole on this course. It is not that difficult.
It's easy saying that here in the booth, Terry.
And just for we'll get to some of the tiebreaker scenarios, but first, Rebecca Cox. That is short. Gets hung up.
It's 340 feet to this basket.
A good drive here could set up Pierce for the win. Cox out of position. Pierce.
Doesn't have enough power to get there.
It comes in short, but she'll still have a look. She's in a much better position. Rebecca's going to have to make a good approach shot just to get up and down and save par. Par is all but a given for Pierce. And due to the hole differentials throughout the season, Kat Mertz would have a tiebreaker win over Katrina if she can get this match back to all square.
Wow. I was wondering, Katrina lines up that left side and she misses her line completely. I was thinking Katrina maybe playing just for the par, really forcing Kat Mertz to lace the shot, which is very challenging. Now the door is much more wide open.
Kat Mertz's chances on the line, and that gets knocked down.
You got the freaking wire. Probably burped it.
It's something to think about. There's that wire that cuts across that almost perfect height. Let's see if it does connect. Yep, hits the top of the disc and just smashes it down. But Katrina up first.
And if she puts it close enough, Kat Mertz will then need a bird on a wire in order to be able to bring this back to all square.
I think there's a wider gap that we can't actually see. Just right through there.
Is this approach enough? That may force Kat Mertz to have to throw it in, and now Rebecca. This is her second. I believe Pierce has the tiebreaker between her and Rebecca in terms of the whole differential.
And I would not bet against Katrina Allen missing a putt. I think Kat Mertz should give this at least a good run. And that's
Unless it skips.
Not the great way to do it.
In fact, and actually even leaving herself with something to think about as well in terms of the remaining putt, as she's showing us the scuff mark from the wire. Pierce to punch her ticket.
Let's go, come on.
And she does it.
Oh, what a way to finish.
An Anheuser putt from long range from Paige Pierce will move her to the championship come November.
Unreal. I feel like there were so many opportunities from long range for Paige today and didn't capitalize on them, but it all pays off.
Katrina Allen to secure her spot. And she's done it as well. Katrina Allen in on the 18th. She defeats Kat Mertz, and Katrina Allen will be playing in Charlotte in November. We heard about the love and respect for one another during the press conference when those two were talking about each other's games. And Kat Mertz was talking about how Katrina is, with her artistry out there in terms of the lines that she's throwing. Today, Katrina Allen, the veteran, is going to defeat Kat Mertz. And the other veteran, Paige Pierce, a long putt, and she knocks it out, punches the ticket, and she moves into Charlotte in November. I think Missy Gannon will be caddying for Paige as they move into the championship. But Group C has Missy Gannon and Paige Pierce moving on. Take a look at Group B. We see Owen Scoggins along with now Katrina. Congratulations to both of them. A couple of world champions coming out of Group B. Ella Hansen battling with Allie Smith. This is to have the hole on the 17th. And, well, that will be inconsequential ultimately, as Allie is also underneath the basket, but as we're seeing that even with a win by Allie Smith during this match, she would have needed to win by more in terms of a tiebreaker. So Holland Hanley and Ella Hansen are leading Group A. We'll see them in Charlotte. And then our final group, Group D. And that means we'll see Kona Montgomery along with Silva Saarinen. That's some shifting to do because, you know, we know of Kristen making her post and officially withdrawing. However, she's still listed in the standings, so that, of course, will all get worked out. But that's what you're looking at for Group D. And two of our all-time greats in Katrina Allen and Paige Pierce punching their ticket to Charlotte. They're with our very own Brian Earhart. Take it away, Brian.
I got both champions here. They're going back to Hornets Nest at the end of the year. Season's just not going to end for you guys, is it?
No, not really. It's funny because I'm at the point of the year where it's like I'm feeling nostalgic, and it's like, okay, these might be the last few times I see these people for the year. So that part's, I'm excited for the longer tour, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to order a turkey to Charlotte because it'll pretty much be Thanksgiving. No, it was a great battle, and yeah.
Big putts.
Yeah.
Well, we're going back to Hornets Nest. I know you guys have played there many times for many different iterations of tournaments. Memories from that course?
Yeah, I mean, lots of tour championships have been there. I feel like Worlds in 2012, holding it down for the old ladies today. We were competing side by side, and 2012?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2012 Worlds, Hokum's first title. I remember that night. So Hornets Nest has been crazy over the years. Got to see Missy, my caddy, take her first one down there, and another one. Kevin winning one there. I don't know if I've won a big one there, so maybe I could take one this time. That'd be fun.
Yeah. No, I definitely think 2012 Worlds, and what I think is we played so many courses I didn't even get to practice the final 9 layout, so I was just playing a final 9 plan. Yeah, and the island hole, and then that was very crazy. But I'm excited to play it because I was sad when we left it. Yeah.
Back to you guys. It's a piece of history. It's very dear in my heart. My new home course at Hornets Nest. Can't wait for the end of the year. Back to you guys.
And while you're at it, go on and subscribe for the year. Get yourself a nice discount out there that is the lowest price that you're going to see. So make sure you take part of that. That's our yearly promotional price. And with that, welcome in, everyone. We heard a little of that nostalgia talking about Hornets Nest. We've seen some really big paychecks. We've, of course, seen plenty of championships. Even before all of our time, we had some of our legends of the game. But were they talking all the trash? You finished second to Sarah Hokum at that Worlds, didn't you, in 2012?
Yes, I
are
did.
We trying to
it was
we're
that
not
putt.
reliving
It was
that.
the historic putt that she hit on the final hole. If she were to miss that putt, it would have pushed it to a playoff. And yes, I remember that one.
Needless to say, we're going to have more drama in Charlotte. It's geared up for it. We're also going to have more action and analysis, all of that on the other side of the break. We'll be right back.
Do you want a fantastic Vermont adventure that's close to home? Smuggler's Notch RV Village is the perfect getaway, surrounded by outdoor opportunities and beautiful views in the heart of Vermont. Make unforgettable summer memories. Smuggler's Notch RV Village is pet and family friendly. Get the most out of your RV this summer at Smuggler's Notch RV Village. Book your stay at Smuggler's Notch RV Village, Vermont's newest RV campground. Visit smugglersnotchrvvillage.com or call us today.
Let's send these boys back to the lobby. Get on. Oh, Grandma's got a hot kettle for that teabag.
How did you get so much energy from a candy?
One Shot is no ordinary candy. It only has 4 grams of sugar, and the nootropics help prevent jitters and crash.
Grandma, do you think I could try one of those One Shot energy chews?
Oh, sure, honey. But if you come for the queen, you better come correct, Sprout. I'm the OG. Got it?
Got it.
Level up your energy with One Shot. Grab yours at oneshotenergy.com today.
You play disc golf long enough, you can relate to this experience. You adjust your stance, you change your putter, you make all these little tweaks to improve your form. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just have to go back to fundamentals. That's exactly what we did with the Octothorpe. More stable, more refined, more features for the modern disc golfer. This is the Octothorpe reimagined.
Welcome into Tournament Central as we have just completed our final action of the match play before we head to Charlotte. And we can take a look at our Group A standings where Holland Hanley and Ella Hansen will be moving on from Group A. Congratulations to them. Take a look at Group B, we see that Owen Scoggins and Katrina Allen are moving on. Quite a battle between Katrina and Kat, coming all the way down to the last couple of holes today. So congratulations to Owen and Katrina. Heading over to Group C, Missy Gannon and Paige Pierce. Last set of finalists will be Kona Montgomery along with Silva Saarinen. Some tiebreakers coming into play there, along with Kristen then withdrawing from the year's play. So due to some tiebreakers, that's why we're going to see Kona Montgomery and Silva move into the championships. And Val, with that match play, well, it's over until we get to the championship. Any thoughts or takeaways for how we saw it play out throughout the year at these events, leading into some of our events, and all of the things that go along with it in terms of scheduling and the players and the matchups? Any immediate takeaway there?
I think it's been really exciting to watch. I think it brings in a different format and strategy of disc golf when you have to play head-to-head against somebody, and offers the players more disc golf to play, another paycheck at the end of the year, so I know that they're happy about that. But these players have had to work today, and I loved the battle between Katrina and Kat Murch, and then for Paige to bring it down to that final putt to make it in. And then I think the highlight was Holland Hanley and the way she played this course. So although her match really wasn't that nerve-wracking for her, it was good setup for what the week lies ahead.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest takeaways is that this was competitive, and we got to see a little bit more of the players' personalities in a slightly different format, but at the same time, it was a practice round leading into the tournament of that given weekend, and that's the way it was throughout the year. Yeah. So that was really cool to see. Well, let's start thinking about our OTB shot of the day. What sticks out at you for what we saw out there for the action on the course?
I know my brain was trying to relive the round, and I was thinking, I know Katrina made some really nice putts. I know Kat Murch kind of lit it up in the back part, and Holland, she was throwing really great tee shots and good up shots, but those aren't shot of the day for me. Then I got to hole 18, and I said, it's got to be Paige Pierce with that putt. Yeah, that's my vote.
I was thinking of a couple of the park jobs that we saw. They were back-to-back with Paige Pierce and Rebecca Cox, who threw two nearly perfect shots right next to each other that would net them the birdie. But I have to agree with you. That putt by Paige to close it out seems very appropriate as a shot of the day. And the fact that it was the official dagger that closed things out and will help her move ultimately into the championships in Charlotte. We'll see if production agrees, but let's take a look. This is our OTB, only the best shot of the day. Like you've done this before, Val.
Man, I got short-term memory, but thankfully this happened on hole 18.
Just what a perfect way to close it out. Outstretched Paige Pierce from Circle 2, and it looked good the whole way. Congratulations to Paige Pierce and the rest of our competitors that are moving into the championship in November. Well, that's it on the FPO side of things for now, but we'll be back, of course, this afternoon with more action. We'll have all the Green Mountain Championship playing throughout this weekend. For Brian Earhart out on the ground, along with Valerie Jenkins, I'm Terry Miller. Thanks for joining us this morning. We'll see you this afternoon back in Vermont.